Rebecca from Lowrider Obsession. I'm here today with Krazy Pete and Miklo. And first, starting off with Krazy Pete, what car club are you with?
I am with Stylistics Car Club AV. I am part of a committee. We don't run off of president or vice president. It's just a committee out here, a group of guys, and we make a decision together.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And Miklo, what car club are you with?
Come from True Memories Car Club.
Great. So, Krazy Pete, will you tell us a little bit about what you do? We're here in your home, and I see that you have cars and you have a whole garage out there. Would you like to tell the viewers?
Sure. I started painting in 2007. We do custom paint. We've been doing custom paint, specialized lowrider cars. Now since 2017, we started doing classes. We started teaching how to do custom paint. This year, I got together with Alejandro Chino Vega and really well-known artist, and Alberto Herrera, who's also really well-known in the industry. And we've had the fortune to be able to travel and teach in other states. We have some really cool places to go to and keep sharing the knowledge, which I think it's been lost within the years. I mean, you can count with one hand, two hands, the amount of custom painters there really is out there. And I think that it's something nice that we're able to teach. I know I learned it on my own. I learned the hard way. And the fact that, I've never thought that, oh, you know what, I'm a master, I'm this, I'm that. Now I can teach. I feel that if I can teach somebody who doesn't know anything to get to where I'm at, that's my goal. So we've been doing really good with teaching. That's how we met Miklo and a couple other people that are right now doing this for a profession. So,
and how long have you been doing it, the teaching?
I've been teaching since 2017.
Oh, okay,
yes,
wow.
2017 we started teaching. Our first place we were at was Arizona. And we went out there, we had a full class. People liked it. We actually started in a garage, and now we get shops to bring us to their cities and
cars from all over.
And cars from all over. Every city we go to, we end up doing a car there. We just got back from San Antonio, Texas. These guys are awesome out there. Shout outs to Sammy and Paul. They really cater to us. They really they're our transportation and everything. So it's really nice that they host the event for us. So really nice experience.
That's great. And Miklo, you started in Krazy Pete's class about how long ago?
A year ago.
And you traveled to Texas with him, right?
Yeah.
How do you say that went for you? And
it was amazing.
It was?
Yeah.
It was amazing. And I see the work that you've done so far within that year's time. It's crazy. I mean, did you ever have a mentor like that?
Yeah, I think I looked up to Sal, Chino, Candy and Chrome, Steve the Man,
That's great.
Danny D. But I think overall, I have cousins that we started when we were little. Mm-hmm. We started drawing, and I used to look up to them all the time. Like, I would cheat because they were the artists. I didn't know how to draw, and I would copy. I'd get their pictures. They would do mini trucks back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Pictures of mini trucks, ninjas, and I would say, "Oh, can I have it?" And I'd trace it, and I'd keep tracing and tracing and tracing until I finally knew how to draw it myself. But I was selling their artwork for $1 in school. Oh. They didn't know that, so shout outs to my cousin Danny and my cousin Raul. But those were my mentors, really. I mean, I looked up to these famous artists, but I think overall, my two cousins. I think that's what really got me into drawing, because I didn't know what it was,
And what cars do you have that are here that are yours that we'll show later?
We have my daughter's 68 Fastback, which is called Family Affairs. And that was a gift to her. for her quinceañera. And we have Crazy Bird, which is a T-Bird that made Lowrider magazine a couple years ago. I built for a friend, and I had the pleasure to buy it from him. And now it's passed on to my oldest son, Peter, and he's going to be riding the car now. So.
So, Miklo, I know you're part of True Memories Bike Club, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I heard you're working on something for your sister right now.
Yeah, I'm working on a bike. I flaked it out yesterday.
And how long have you been working on it?
It's been a minute. I've been lagging on it, but got it done yesterday.
You promised her?
Yeah.
So you got different things lined up for different projects. And how many days are you working with Pete?
Every day.
Every day?
Sundays.
Wow,
Sometimes
so
Saturdays.
that's how he learned so quickly within the year.
I think the biggest thing is that hunger to learn.
To learn.
Because I usually tell him, you could be here till 4 or 5 o'clock, you could go home.
Mm-hmm.
But if he sees that I'm busting ass and I'm going to stay here till 10, 11, 12 o'clock, he stays with me.
Oh.
And I'll tell him, you don't have to stay. He said, no, I'm cool. Because you figure, what's he going to do at home? Play video games? At least he's learning something that he likes to learn. So
Yeah, and you got the drive for it.
Yeah.
But do you see a little bit of where you were
Oh,
back
yeah.
in the day?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Actually, I wish I would have had somebody to teach me.
Yeah.
You know, that didn't exist back then. Some of the old school painters didn't believe in giving their top secrets. And I kind of, it took me a long time to get to where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to share with anybody.
You're
you know,
pretty much an open book.
And when I had the opportunity to bring him, he had already took a class with me, and he was local. So I said, hey, man, you want to, work? He said, yeah, man, why not? So we came, we negotiated. He was more into just coming to learn than getting paid, but he's still getting paid. And he said, man, I want to learn because I think the knowledge overall is more important because you got to look at the long picture.
Yeah.
You know, that you're going to learn a trade that forever is going to make you money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And it'll make you as much money as you want to make. And just the fact that within a year, if he would have kept doing the routine that he was doing at home, what would he have learned?
Yeah, exactly.
How to win video games or how to piss your mom off and stuff like that. I mean, opposed to, coming in
The
here,
skills.
learning a trade. He's gotten to travel with us. We're coming to Hawaii. We're coming to Florida. We're all over California. We just came from we're going everywhere, and he's coming along with us. Him and my son, who also helps us. It's us three. We work as a team, and I think what more do you want than to be able to get to learn what you like,
Exactly.
work in what you like, and get the opportunity to travel.
That's right. And how long are your classes?
My classes are 2-day classes. The cost is $800. Materials, everything is included. You don't leave that second day without doing your own panel. Everybody does their own panel. It doesn't matter. I've had guys that were welders, they were plumbers, and they wanted to do this just to make a panel for themselves, or even just to paint their cars because us painters lag. And now they're doing it either part-time or they're doing it full-time now. And it's really awesome to be able to teach. I think since 2017, I do about 10 classes a year, and it's usually about 10 students. So that's a good handful of people that are learning this trade. I've always thought there's a lot of big famous painters out there that are really well known, really, really well respected, that all they left behind was a car they did. And I kind of looked at it different. I said, you know what? I want to leave a legacy. Mm-hmm. I want to leave something that maybe my great-grandkids will look at a car and be like, hey, you know what? My grandpa taught him.
Mm-hmm. How to do it.
And that's kind of like my mindset,
You're passing it on.
Yeah, pass it on, and then, it's an amazing, art.
That's great. That's great. And that's a short amount of time to learn all of that
Yeah.
in, and you got it quick.
Yeah,
And
you don't
sucked
learn.
it in
You don't.
quick.
You're not gonna become a professional overnight. It's gonna take a long time.
Yeah.
What we teach is we teach you the basics. From A through Z, but we kind of just like push out the heartaches that we had, and just tell you, look, these are the tricks. This is what you do to make it easier for you. And you could do panels as soon as you get home. You can start doing panels on your own and selling them, but it's not for everybody. Some people thought it was easy, but if it was easy, we would be a million of custom painters out there. So it's not easy, but it's a really cool class to attend.
So have you seen any of your students come back later and it's like, oh, look what I worked on,
yeah.
or look what I did, and
Yeah.
you see them at shows and different...
Oh, yeah. I've gotten to do collaborations with them. A lot of them always tag me, and they'll tag Krazys Kustomz student or Lowrider Paint Master student. And they're doing hoods. Like, I just got tagged yesterday. I shared it. I like sharing their work. One I just shared earlier today from TikTok. And I love seeing people, push
that
forward
proud
with it.
feeling
Yeah.
that
It's
you
really
helped.
nice, especially when they get really big opportunities, and get chances that I'm like, man, why didn't I get called? One of my students in Arizona, his name's Eric, and he was one of the guys I thought, like, this is the class clown. This guy's not gonna learn. He doesn't listen to me. He's just, and next thing you know, he's doing the center table for like the meeting for the corporate WWE office, which is a huge table where all the wrestlers sit around, and he's doing it in Arizona. I'm like, damn, how come I didn't get it done? But it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel good for him, and now he's doing it full time. So
that's amazing. And you mentioned that your son is part of your work group, right?
Yeah.
And did you teach any of your other kids, or is...
All my kids know how to do it. My girls get to work on their own car. I gave each one of my kids a car, and each one of them has worked on their car. So they all know how to do it. They don't like it.
A lot of work.
Funny thing is, my older son, Junior, he works for Chino in San Fernando, which is my my partner in our classes and stuff. And he works for Chino in San Fernando, and my son Richie is the one that lives here, and he's been doing it for years. He's been working and stuff. He's a musician, so he's always been into music. And I was kind of forced to do things growing up that I didn't want to do, so I try not to force my kids. Yeah. And recently he was kind of slow at work, and he says, "Dad, can I help you?" And I says, "Yeah." So I don't know how much I can pay you because I got a helper already. But we started working together, and I let him do a couple cars on his own, and he really liked the money, so he says, "Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna quit my job, Dad." I'm like, "Whoa, shit!" But yeah, wow. So now he's full time with me, and he's gotten to travel when we went to San Antonio. That's so awesome. It's a really nice team we have right now.
That's good. So I like to bring my co-host and husband, Big Happy.
All right, familia, Big Happy here. So I'm right here with Krazy Pete and Miklo right here. All right, so Pete.
Yes, sir.
You talked about how your cousins had helped you with all that. They influenced you.
Right.
But when did it start? When you were 10? When you were 5? When you were 15?
I think I was around 10 years old when I was copying them and tracing. I think I was around 13, 14 years old, me and my cousin Danny. We spent a good amount of our summer going to Magic Mountain to learn. I mean, we would go to the rides, but I would stay by the airbrush guy the whole time.
Oh, wow.
Because I would just want to watch, and he wouldn't teach me, so I'd sit there. He can't tell me to leave. So I would just sit there and watch him, bro, and I'm like, I'm going to learn this. And me and my cousin Danny, we bought one of those black Badger plastic, model car painting airbrushes, and we started doing shirts out of that, bro, and I continued doing the airbrushing, which I wasn't really good at the time, and that's how I kind of leaned over to the custom paint, and my cousin just moved on to other stuff.
Oh, so your cousin's a painter also, right?
They're artists.
Okay.
We airbrushed together, but he right away I think it wasn't for him, so he moved on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. But like you said, this trade is for a lifetime. Once you know, it's like riding a bike. Once you do it once, you know how to do it forever, right?
Exactly. I've left airbrushing, and then I'll come back to it, and go back and forth. You don't lose it. You know, you just get better at it.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Very, very good. So what about you, Miklo? Like, I know you started with Krazy Pete, but what got you into the art? What influenced you to see in the art?
I was into lowriding since I was a little kid. I was always into cars, and then got the chance to learn how to paint.
So the opportunity came, and you're like, I'm jumping on it.
I think he was born in a lowrider car. That's what they said, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll ask his parents. We personally know his parents. So we'll ask
that's
them.
what I heard this last weekend. He was born in a lowrider car.
So one thing I do know, knowing Miklo, he's a 3-wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right or wrong? And one thing I know about Pete, he's a cruiser.
Yeah.
Not hopping, not
No.
3-wheeling, just cruiser.
Yeah, I you know, when we go to shows and, oh man, let's go to the hop. No, I can't go. Why not? I just can't see people hurting cars, man, you know?
It hurts.
And I you know, my car's just lay and play, bro. Most I'll do is scrape a bumper, but as far as like hopping it and getting off the ground, it's not for me, you know? And that's what's one thing we keep going back and forth all the time. Like, man, it's just, yeah, you can't.
So would you say Miklo is the shop clown?
Yeah, oh, he is. He is. We had one experience in San Antonio. We presented him the Big Red, and that's a soda from Texas that's got a lot of sugar in it. And one day, I don't know how many 12 packs he had, bro. But bro, I felt like taking my belt off and whooping him, bro. This kid just drove me nuts till he fell asleep. I felt like I was babysitting. And I was like, I even told him before he went, because he had one, he was going to go to bed. I said, no, bro, you ain't drinking this anymore while we're out here in Texas. But he came over here and he found the Big Red out here in California. So, yeah, but yeah, he's a clown. But when it comes down to work, he's very serious with it.
All right. So, Miklo, same question. Would you say he's the clown in the shop?
Yeah, it goes back and forth.
So tell us, as a clown-wise, what's the biggest, funniest prank you guys ever played on each other?
I think it was with Wasabi. I think, aside from the jokes that I always play on him, I think we went to go eat Chinese food, and I told him I'd give him $1 to eat some wasabi, and he popped the whole thing. He didn't know what it was. And he spit it out, you know, and I think that was my biggest prank. Yeah.
And you, Miklo?
I haven't got him yet.
You haven't got him yet?
He's trying.
I'm waiting.
Don't tell us secrets.
He already has it in his mind. He just doesn't want to say it.
Yeah, he's tried already a couple times. Yeah.
So, Pete, what would you say? Because we know you got some beautiful cars, brother.
Thank you.
But who influenced you in the lowrider scene? What, was it your dad? Was it your grandfather? Who brought you into the lowrider scene?
I honestly think I was born with it, bro, because my dad is the type that would see my lowrider cars and say, you know what? I can't understand why you put so much money into a car you used to transportation. You know, it just doesn't make sense. So my dad was never into cars. I don't know anybody that I could say, well, this guy used to lowride or anything. I grew up and as a little youngster, I was buying lowrider magazines. I got to come out in a quinceañera. That's where I think I got to ride in a bomb, and I think that's where I was like, wow, I need a lowrider bike, you know. And I bought one, and I didn't know how to paint then. So the funniest thing ever, bro, I was riding my lowrider bike down the street, and this old school dude pulls me over. He says, man, you want a salad? And I'm like, nah. And he goes, yeah, come on, salad to him. I'm thinking I'm going to get jacked, you know. And he gets off, and he looks at it, and he goes, oh, never mind, it's upholstery. I didn't know how to do paint or body work. So, you know where the tank goes on the lowrider bike?
Yeah.
I wrapped the whole bike with a gold material that was like suede, so from far away it looked like a custom paint. But when you walked up to it, it was all hot glued on and shit. But I didn't know, and I didn't think I'd ever be a painter. But I think that's how I got really into lowriding. I don't think I had a mentor or anybody that lowrided, bro.
Okay, so you would say you're self-taught, self-made.
Yeah, self-made,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. And with you, Miklo, same thing. We know a little bit, but the viewers don't.
My dad, he's always bought cars here and there, and then I was always around it, and then got bikes.
We got bikes, and then
Yeah.
all right. We'll get to that.
Cars soon. Cars next.
All right.
Raised in a shop.
Raising a shop. There you go. All right, great. So, Pete, if you could bring back any car from when you first started driving to now that you ever sold, you ever got rid of, got wrecked, whatever, what car would it be?
Maldito Vicio.
Oh, really?
My 68, I gave that to my oldest son. And around the time I gave it to him, he was still a youngster. And we did a photo shoot for Lowrider magazine, and it's a trip that it was titled as this car is a gift. It'll never be sold, because a lot of people give a car to somebody and then they sell it. Mm-hmm. I didn't sell the car. I traded it for a convertible for my son. But when I did the trade, my car was way cleaner, way nicer, and what I got was kind of like, oh, damn, So the car's been down since, and we've been working on it here and there. We're going to do a full show with it, and it's taken us a long time to get there. But if I had a chance to get that car back, I definitely would.
Yeah, so you missed that car.
Yeah,
I can see the emotion in your
yeah,
face.
bro. That thing was just like, it was beautiful, bro. I mean, I have pictures of it on my walls. And it's just like something like, damn, why did I, it's one of those things, bro, you get rid of. And it's funny because when I gave him the 66 convertible, he says, Dad, the first thing I'm going to do when we finish this car? And I said, what? He goes, I'm going to sell it. I looked at him like, what the hell are you talking about? He says, yeah, so you can see what it feels like when they get rid of your cars. And I was like, whoa, but he was playing with me, but it's still kind of like a slap, like, bam, like,
That's a
stop
putazo.
selling.
That's not a slap, that's a putazo.
Okay, stop selling fucking cars. So that's why I've given each one of my kids a car to not sell it, because I sell anything, So I gave each one of my kids a car to work on, and it's their car. I can't sell it. I don't even have the intentions to, and it's a good excuse to put money into a car, because my wife can't trip, because hey, you want to tell your kids that we can't put money into their car, and so we've been building their cars because of that. I get to.
I'm shocked on that story.
But it was fun. He's just a clown. So he figured, he's gonna get a little medicine on what he put me through. Oh. But it actually, we started with that years ago. He was little. I had a Monte Carlo Super Sport, and that was his. And then I worked my way trading that one to a 62, to the Red Harley, and worked my way to Maldito Vicio. And Maldito Vicio, he was already a teenager. So I think that's why it hurt him more getting rid of that one than the other ones. But I would buy one, ride it around, sell it, and then make that money. I'd buy him another one. And I tried to work my way up to a convertible, and that's what we got to. So.
Oh, okay. So it took a lot of work to get to where you wanted.
Yeah. A lot of people don't. You got people thinking, oh, he's selling drugs, oh, he's doing this, but no, man, there's a lot to it. You know what I'm saying? It's not overnight. I'm not rich. I'm not making millions. I just work hard and do a lot of trading.
That's really good. That's a very good answer. So you would say that because we own lowriders. I personally own a lowrider.
Right.
Would you say that we're getting stereotyped just because we have a lowrider?
As time goes, more people that would have criticized us are actually part of it. I mean, now you have the Europeans doing what we do, using Virgin Mary tattoos and the cholas and the cholo tattoos. The Japanese been doing it for a long time. Now you have cops that have lowrider cars, so now it's harder to get stereotyped, but you still do. The biggest thing I think in lowriding, bro, is even your own circle. You can't do better than the rest of the people in your circle, because it's like a box, of crabs, bro. As one's climbing out, you don't have to worry about him climbing out, because the rest are going to pull him down. And I think that in this industry, whether you're a painter, upholstery guy, or you just low ride, people can't see you get from a Cutlass to a 63 convertible all done up, because you either bought that with drug money, or you did an insurance job, or your daddy gave, you're going to get criticized. If you don't stay where you're at, you're going to get criticized. And that's why you got to move forward and keep pushing forward, and only you and God know how you got there.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. It's just hard work pays off at the end.
Exactly, bro.
And, you don't have to be moving bricks and doing this. No. It's not that.
No.
It's hard work that creates the vision.
I think I learned something years ago, bro, that's worked out really good for me, and I learned from a guy that once told me, he says, your thought is the world's largest magnet. And I was like, I don't understand. He says, yeah. He says, you ever been pulled over and you're driving and you see in your rearview mirror, you see the cop, and then you start thinking in your head, shit, he's going to pull me over. Shit, he's going to pull me over. Then he pulls you over. Is it because that's your thought? You're attracting it. He goes, you ever drinking with your friends and all of a sudden you just feel like upset stomach? Oh, man, and then you go and throw up. So it's the same thing. If you eat shit and sleep a certain car or a certain thing in life, and you keep thinking, you're going to attract it. You're going to get it. Mm-hmm. And it was the same thing with the art. I wanted to get big. I want to grow. I want to become one of the elite. I want to be, magazines. I eat shit and sleep it. That's why I attract. And I think you have those people that are really negative all the time. Oh, this happened to me. Oh, that happened to me. They keep attracting negativity. Their thought is the world's largest magnet. It's going to keep pulling it.
That's very good what you said.
Yeah.
That's how you got, you're inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
The Lowrider Hall of Fame, sorry.
It was the National Lowrider Hall of Fame in 2014. Daryl called me, and Daryl Walteri, he called me and he says, hey, man, you nominated for, would you like to run up? And I said, yeah, it'd be pretty dope, man. It'd be an honor. Three things that I were my goals as a custom painter was, obviously, the Hall of Fame was one. Two, to have a spread on the newspaper or a magazine in regards to an interview. And the other one was to see my work on magazines. And I've accomplished them all. So that's why I feel now that I'm ready to pass the torch to the next man and continue teaching. And I think that's what I like to do more.
Those are amazing answers. So now we're going to move on to Miklo. So Miklo, we know you haven't had many cars yet, but what is your all-time dream car?
6'2" Impala.
62.
Hardtop bar rag. And it's a dream car.
That's his dream car. So I know you're way different from what Krazy Pete is. He's a cruiser. You, on the other hand, you want that 4.5-ton coils in the front. You want that 18-inch lockup in the rear.
Probably not for the 6'2", but I also want a caddy for that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
6'2". If I get a 6'2", I want to show.
Oh, so you want to go full show on that one? All right. And from what you learned from Krazy Pete, I know you're gonna add your touches to it. Oh. See, so it works all in different ways. You have your dream with the 62, but then you're gonna add your twist that you learned from Krazy Pete. Oh. So how do you feel about what you taught the young man, that he's gonna be able to do his own vision on his own car with things you taught him?
I think it's awesome, bro. I love it. I think seeing people grow is awesome, and seeing people grow around you is awesome. And to me it's awesome because, forever one thing you can't take away from me is going to be that I taught him. You feel me? People go their own ways for one reason or another, whether it's time to move on or something happened that just distant people. But at the end of the day, one thing you can't take from it is that you learned that trade from me. And I think that's one thing that I take everywhere with me, and I think that it's awesome. I want them to be successful. Because if they're successful, it makes me successful.
And how do you feel that he's saying that about you?
It's shocking. Yep. I don't know.
He's speechless now.
Yeah.
I know it touches you just hearing that, you know, like
Yeah.
I taught him.
Yeah, it's... I don't hold anything back. I got nothing to lose. You know, there's a lot of people out there. We're not going to mention names, but they get scared over us teaching the resin because we're giving the secret out. And you know, these are well-known artists that are really, really up there, and they're scared. That's what it is. You feel me? And there's nothing to be scared of because there's a lot to go around, bro.
That's very true.
And if you're so confident in what you do, then you wouldn't be scared of the next man stepping on your toes or passing you. Stay up with the game. You know what I'm saying? Keep
true.
up with it. Keep doing better so you don't have to worry about them stepping on your toes. You feel me? So there's nothing that this kid can do that would take from what I got going on. Because I have my customers that are loyal, and he's going to build his customers that are going to be loyal to him. And then I'm sure is going to get customers of mine that are going to be like, hey, dude, can you do it cheaper? Because, you know, but he knows. He knows what he's got to do, you know. And I know if a customer goes to him because he charged them $5,000 less than me, good, keep them. I don't want those. I want the ones that are going to pay me what I tell them I want.
There you go.
Yeah, there's enough to go around.
That's true. Very true. All right, familia, so I'm going to go ahead and bring back Laura Obsessed Rebecca back into this interview.
Hi, Rebecca back here, and now we have Krazy Pete's daughter. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name's Beatrice. Everybody calls me BB.
And Beatrice, what is the car that you currently drive, or that Dad got, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dad got, right?
So I have a 68 Impala Fastback, the purple one. And yeah, that was my quinceañera gift from my dad. That's something that we've built together, yeah.
Did you choose
the car?
The car.
I did. We were actually driving and we saw the car, and I told my dad that he didn't want me to get a 68. But he ended up getting it for me, and I don't regret it. I think it fits me.
That's cool. So you've learned the painting with your dad, right? So did you put your own little touch onto your car?
I did get the chance to paint on my car, so my dad made sure, that's something that my dad always made sure, is that I put, work into my own car. So yeah, through the process of painting and repainting it, he's always made sure that I played a role in that.
Oh, that's cool. Are you the youngest or the middle?
I have an older brother, so I'm the second one.
Oh, the second
one of the oldest, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So, and, I know Dad's here, but biggest influence for you?
Yeah, it's definitely my dad, yeah.
Mom too, right?
Mom has always supported us, so that's always been a big thing of why, my dad can do what he does, and why we do what we do is because Mom has always been there to support us. But my dad's definitely been, of course, my biggest influence. Since I was little, he's the reason I'm into it. Yeah.
You just grew up in it.
Yeah. I was born into it.
Cool. So, have you guys gone on a family cruise where you guys all take your cars out all together? And I can just imagine.
We went out this weekend. We only have 2 cars done right now. Mm-hmm. We're in the process of the next one coming out for the LA show.
I'm recording when I can see Peter.
And the other one, hopefully by summer, we can get it out so that we can all cruise as a family. It'd be really nice.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too.
That's really cool.
But we've always done shows together.
Yeah, we all go as a family though.
Yeah.
You'll catch my wife, my kids, they're all working on whatever car we have there. So everybody, the whole Krazys family, working on on whatever car we have that day at that show.
That's awesome. How long did it take you to do your car to your liking?
Well, I got it when my 15, so I'm 26 now. But we've had to repaint it a couple times. We've done the upholstery on it a couple times. So it's been quite the process. And I'm not done yet, so there's still a lot of things that I want to add. So I guess it's an ongoing process, but it's been a while, so at least
just
10 years.
Just to where it's been right now, right?
Yeah.
I think that in low riding, you always have something else that you want to do, and I mean, just the smallest little touches. It's like it's gonna keep on going.
I've learned that too. But it's been maybe like but it's maybe been like a good 10 years then since we've maybe a little bit more because we started working on it before my 15. So it's been a long process, but it's been fun.
And your first cruise, who was the first cruise with?
In my car? I don't even remember. I mean, I'm sure my dad was there, so I know that for sure. But for the longest, I couldn't even drive when I got it.
Yeah, she couldn't drive it. Now whenever we go to shows, most of the time we travel, so we always pull it out the trailer and into the event, and she gets to pull it up on the trailer, pull it out, park it. She does everything. She's not too happy about loading it and unloading from a trailer, but I tell her, I mean, you could drive it, but you're gonna get chips and rocks, and Daddy's not gonna be touching it up all the time. So we're trailering it, and that's what we do most of the time. But
was that the reason for all the touch-ups?
No, it wasn't because we were driving it. We just had a couple of mishaps with that went with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But so we had to touch it up a couple of times, but
And is it a family affair when you guys are doing your display?
Yeah, I mean the whole car. That's actually what my car's. We called it a family affair, because we've all put in work on it. So from the beginning, it's been a family affair. We've got pictures of my little sister when she was smaller, helping my dad holding the gun and painting. My brother's putting in work too. My dad obviously has done a lot of it. So it's always been a family affair. And when we take it out. Especially right now that we're building everybody else's car, the cars that we have, like my dad said, we're doing it together.
we have a picture of her car where my youngest, she was probably 7 years old, and she was helping me paint, and I used that picture to make a meme about spending quality time. It's not always about money, it's spending quality time with your kids. And it blew up to where it was on Lowrider magazine page. It was in every big site you can think of, everybody was sharing it. Just blew up. It was pretty dope. People tagging me because hey, that's your daughter. Hey, that's your daughter's car.
Yeah.
So it was pretty awesome. And now we have a magazine out there that's waiting for us to finish the Glass House, to do a interview and a magazine shoot with my girls and my son's car, my kids' cars.
That's amazing.
Really nice.
So you gotta keep them hidden until then.
Yeah, well, one of them is
mainly
just not hidden. I think it's just we want to bust it out for the LA show. And so we're trying to it's really hard for me because I usually post everything, and I can't post this one because I want it to be a surprise. So.
Oh, wow. So are you learning, you've already learned all the techniques, right, from Dad? Are you excited one day that, hey, I can pass that down to now grandkids, Not yet.
Right.
I see his face.
He's waiting for them.
I've been waiting. I'm like, hey, my oldest son's 28 years old, and I'm like, man, I had my first kid. I was 18. I'm like, man, what the hell's wrong with these kids? Like, I want grandbabies. Before it was like, oh, you better not have a boyfriend. Now it's like, come on, hurry up, man. I want.
So it's his fault. He's a baby.
Yeah, technically.
No, but definitely the lowriding is something that I hope to be able to teach my kids and keep it going. I know I mean, even growing up, I didn't see a lot of it. If it wasn't for my dad, I didn't see a lot of it. And now it's nice seeing that it's coming out a little bit more again. So it's definitely something that I look forward to. I was actually talking to my brother about it the day we went cruising, and I told him, I was like, I can't wait to have like our kids and get them their little lowrider bikes, and and yeah, I think definitely something that I want to incorporate with my little family when that comes.
Do you ever see yourself passing down your car to one of them, or do you think that you're just gonna start them fresh on their own?
I think it's hard because I would love to pass it down, but I think the reason that I value my car so much is because of everything that went into it. Like, not only the fact that I got to do all those things with my dad, and that was like our way of bonding, but just the fact that I worked a lot. Like, I had to miss out sometimes on a lot of things, to put in work on the car. And so I think I would want my kids to start from the bottom and teach them to work their way up so they could really value what they have.
And they can feel how you feel.
How I feel about
your
project. Because that car is so much more than material, to me. And so I would want them to feel the same way about it. And I know if I were to just give it to them, it wouldn't be the same. You wouldn't have that gratitude for it.
That's a great example. I think that's something that a lot of lowrider building, they forget.
Yeah.
Because it's just a price tag sometimes. It's just a trophy. It's just, and so when you come back and you bring back the family values and the morals behind it, and, it has history and it's going to stay in the family, that's great, and that you're going to pass it down generation to generation. And now Miklo will even be passing down his skills one day. He's like, don't look at me, Dada. He's like, don't even think that I'm having kids anytime soon. Don't jinx me, Rebecca. I see it all over his face already.
You might have a couple of them already.
Oh, no, that's a story for another time. So, Pete, do you mind telling us the story of how you went about surprising her with her car on her 15th birthday?
Yeah, as she mentioned before, we were driving and we were talking about, I gave her the option if she wanted to have her own car or a quinceañera. And she said she wanted a car because the quinceañera thing, she was only going to be a princess for one day. So she happened to look over and there was a 68 that drove by with a for sale sign. And she liked it. And she says, I want that one. And I said, okay, get the number. And she got the number. It ends up being, another lowrider friend out here. And I call him and I says, hey, bro. I says, how much you want for the car? And at the time, I think he wanted like $3,800 or something for it. And I said, hey, I got a Lincoln Town Car limousine. Would you be interested? And he says, well, I'd like to come check it out. I said, all right, cool. He came out, looked at it. I bought her the car. We were agreed that we were going to only do the car and not the quinceañera. So she didn't see the car after that. We put it under construction and started working on it, trying to get it ready for her birthday. Midway through there, she goes to my sister-in-law's quinceañera. And then she comes back crying that she wants a quinceañera. But she had the car already. So Dad had to...
That's how
Dad and Mom had to really figure out how we could do both. So we were able to do her quinceañera, and the day of her quinceañera, while we were taking pictures at Potzitlan Square, one of my partners was out getting the car, and we had put a siren on it, like the bomb siren, so she can actually hear when it was coming. And we have pictures of it where she's sitting down and they're taking pictures of her, and as the car's coming in, the siren's going off. And man, it was just crazy because the photographer caught her like emotion, like every motion she was doing, getting up off the ground and like screaming for her car, running to the parking lot. So that's how we surprised her with her car. She couldn't drive it. She's 15.
Yeah.
But that's how we did it, and she's earned it. So.
Oh, so you didn't expect that you were gonna get both.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't think I was gonna get the car that day. I think I had known that we had the car, but I didn't know that it was gonna be ready for my quinceañera the way that it was. But yeah, I ended up getting both.
I hope she remembers when I get old. You know, like, I don't want to go to a convalescent hospital.
Take care of me. Remember that
Take
car?
care of me.
Remember
Now you buy me a car, you know. So,
He's like, you got the big dress.
yeah, I want a house in Ensenada. Come on. Yeah, that was pretty dope.
That's awesome. So, do you mind if we look at your car?
No.
Or, you know, or do you mind if it's on tape?
No, we don't.
Okay. Yeah. So when we come back, we'll have some clips of the car. We'll check it out.
So this is the wall. This is the wall of my cars and some of the plaques I've gotten. This is my Lito Vicio, the car that I was talking about. If I can buy it back, I would. And then some awards and stuff. This plaque was the first club we started. Me, my cousin Danny, my brother Hugo, and Tito. We all started along with Chongo and a couple other guys. We started this club, and then as time went by, you know, we parted ways, and I joined Stylistics. But I definitely want to give a shout out to my wife. If it's not because of them, we can't continue doing what we like to do. So I want to send a shout out to my wife, Nelly. Love you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, now we're here in Krazy's garage. So we're here with Beatrice and her car. So I'll step aside and let her tell you a little bit about what they've done.
So this is Family Affairs. We recently just got done touching up a lot of the paint on it, and I redid the interior this year. So this is on you, because when I was 15, I picked out polka dot seats that didn't fit with the pattern, so we had to redo that. So that's what the recent work that we've done to it. So we finally were able to pull it out and get it done enough to cruise and be in the lineup with it.
So did you choose all the patterns as you went, or you just got inspiration off of somebody?
The patterns, that's all my dad. My dad's artistic mind. So he did a lot of that. My brothers helped. My brother and sister. My brother was more, he helped more with like the taping and all that. We have the lace on there. But my dad was the one that laid the patterns. It was more his artistic eye than anybody else's.
So you got to do the fun part and lay the paint.
Yeah. I did lay some tape, but the patterns he laid. I just had to do all the other.
And the color theme, was that your vision?
That was all me, yeah. The colors I gotta pick. I mean, I always ask my dad for advice. Advice on it, because, you know, he's the artist, so he didn't want me to do anything crazy with certain colors, and I always ask him for advice on everything that I do. Same with the seats. What would look good that was still my style. So that's kind of what we did.
Yeah, she let me pick the colors on the interior.
He was going to do something crazy on it. So I like it. I like the aesthetic. I feel like it suits me. And it gets a lot of attention from like the little girls, which I really like, because when I was little, I didn't see a lot of it. So it makes me excited when I see like little girls get excited over it, or little girls will like, I want a car like this. I'm like, yes,
Barbies
you do
and
it.
Lowriders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a little girl, I'm excited for it.
I'm excited too.
I'm a little girl, I'm excited for it.
Even the knockoffs to match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are
The 13-inch Zeniths?
No, they're regular China's. I think they're 14s. We kept it stock. We didn't put no hydraulics on it because I want her to drive it. You know, if we go out to LA or wherever, it's a car that you can jump in and drive it to your destination. You know, and that way we're able to pull the other one or the other two. You know.
Do you ever want to? Now, if you don't want to say it in front of your dad, it's okay. You ever want to cut it in the future?
I do. More recently, I've wanted to. Nothing crazy, like, you know, just little
Lay and play.
Yeah. I do eventually. But I do like driving it. It makes me happy being able to drive it. So I'm not in a rush, but someday that's the plan, yeah.
So when was the most recent touch-up to this car? Because it looks fresh.
Yeah, the last time that we redid it, I want to say we finished it. It was before the sheriff show. When was that?
Yeah,
it was almost,
last year.
It was almost like a year ago.
We had to fix the top where the roses are at. We had an incident at the stripers where we left it at. They threw a rock right in the center. And it was really hard at the time to touch it up, so I had a friend close by that did airbrushing, and he went ahead and did those roses for us to kind of help blend the blemishes. But it was all cleared at the same time, and we've been working here and there trying to just keep, bumping it up a little bit,
Yeah. It was like I said, it's been a long process, so slowly but surely we've been adding to it.
Well, you got a beautiful piece of artwork here.
Thank you.
Now moving over, whose car is this?
This car used to be, I built this car for Juanito from Grupo Elección. I actually built the whole car, designed the whole car, interior, trunk, everything on it. So he named it the Crazy Bird. He sold me the car about a year ago, and I passed it over to my oldest son, Junior, who now owns the car and was the only member of the family that didn't have a car. So now he has one, and this is his.
That's a beautiful car.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And did he choose the paint, or was it a...
No, it was already like that. He came, he looked at it, he really liked it.
Just loved it already.
Yeah, and so he wanted to work something out with me on the car, and it was going to go up for sale, so I'd rather just keep it in the family, so, keep it plaqued under the club, so, he's coming to join the family of Stylistics, so.
Wow.
And is this one cut?
Yeah, this one's cut. Yeah, they're for the most part they're all cut except for the 68. This one already came when we got it. It was already cut. Trunk has a full display. Only thing that hasn't been touched in this car is the engine compartment. But as you can see, interior is fully custom. It's an AC car, custom wheels. Trunk's all done up. So yeah, this is a complete custom car. Even the front bumper and grill's custom.
I see the engravings. Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Happy here, back again with Krazy Pete and Miklo. Well, right now we're in the Krazy's spray booth.
Yes,
right?
sir. This is the spray booth. This is where the magic happens, brother.
All right. So, Krazy Pete, tell me, how many cars would you say have came and gone to this booth?
Here, this is new because we used to have a shop, and then we've always painted mobile or out of a garage. We put this building up a year ago in December. So we've probably had a good 10, 15 cars coming in and out of here. Yeah.
That's a lot. So tell us about the little project you have here right now.
This is an LTD that came from like the Oxnard, Ventura area. The guy wanted something. I guess the pops was kind of losing interest in the car, and he's trying to get it going for him, and he's Pete, I need you to do something on the top. What I did is I created a color scheme for him, and what we were gonna go with, which was something totally opposite of what he wanted. He kind of wanted a root beer brown, but to me, root beer brown is just too dark, So
too simple.
And we have pretty soon for the LA show, Lowrider Paint Masters is coming out with their own flake brand, our own flake mix. If you see the mix, the flake you see on there and how it dances, we have our line of flake coming out, and we also have our line of candies coming out. So this candy here is a really nice color that we created, and this one here. So you'll be able to purchase those candies at the LA show, and that's what I did. Is I told them, hey man, let me just do something that nobody else is gonna have, and the colors that I think will look really cool. And this is a pretty popular color that I like to use a lot,
That's very nice, very nice.
Thank you.
So, is there a website that these people can, besides the Super Show?
Yeah, you can.
That you can order the paint from.
Pretty soon it'll be on Tropical Glitz. You'll be able to find all that stuff through Tropical Glitz. Okay. We're working on getting it out there first, and trying to get it known, and obviously for people to purchase it, they'll be able to get it on through Tropical Glitz. But if you want more information as far as the materials and whatnot, you can follow our Instagram page at Lowrider Paint Masters, and you'll find out more information in regards to our materials and stuff that we have, our resins, our flakes, and our candies that are coming out.
Okay. So if our followers wanted to see a little bit of your work, you want them to follow your Facebook page, your Instagram?
You could just follow Krazys Kustomz, Krazy with a K, Customs with a K, ends with a Z, and that's Instagram or Facebook. And you could follow them, check out my artwork, and leave a like, share, and you could also find really nice work from Chino in our
Just
Instagram
like that.
page.
Oh, right there.
There you go.
Turn around. Yeah, exactly. Turn around. Now give him a little shake. See, in this show, familia, it's all family love. That's what it is. Lowrider culture doesn't matter. Black, white, yellow, purple, doesn't matter.
That's right.
Well, if you hit a switch, you're all family. Even if you don't hit a switch and you just cruise, you're still family.
Still family.
That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
So tell us about that other project you have on the tables
over there. That's a Harley I'm working on. Not much I can say about it, other than I got the opportunity to flake it out, and that's what I'm doing. We're flaking it out so that the painter can paint it and customize it, and hopefully we're able to see it at the next couple big shows that are coming. And it's probably like a 20-piece bike, so it's gonna be really nice. It was a really popular bike, and we've got the opportunity to work on it now. So.
Very nice. And then right here, like we're gonna go bounce back from Pete. We're gonna go to Miklo. Miklo here has a little project of his own that he's working on. You want to tell us about this project, Miklo?
Yeah, I'm building this one for my little sister. She's been bugging about a bike, and I've been liking it, so I got the opportunity to do it. So it'll be out soon.
He promises this time.
This time's for real.
Yeah. So Krazy Pete, tell us about the skateboard over here now.
We actually we went to visit a friend of ours, and across the street they were moving out, so somebody tossed it, and I told my son, I said, hey, look at that skateboard, it's a longboard. He goes, do you think I should get it? And I go, it's in the trash, why not? So he picked it up, sanded it yesterday, and he started painting it. So we'll see what crazy ideas he comes up with for it. So that's what they get to practice with. They get to paint their own stuff. Yeah. This car came from Imperial Valley. Belongs to Mondo Sosa, and he wanted flake. Unfortunately, the painter that had the car passed away. Rest in peace, Jose Rodriguez from San Diego. So I took on the car because it was something that I felt like Jose would have probably wanted me to finish it for him. And that's what we did. He wanted flake, we gave him flake, and now we just gotta pattern it out, candy it for them, and make them win some trophies.
So you want to tell us a little bit about what's in this corner here?
Sure. This is my wall of art. I got a couple of pieces missing, but this was a skateboard done from a friend in New Mexico, Richie Valens theme, and she actually took my class, and she's a really good artist. I don't have her Instagram or TikTok information, but we'll see if we can post it up there. This was done by Pinky in Las Vegas. It was a gift from him, a gratitude of what he learned with us. This is my boy Vince from Stylistics. He did this for me also, and another student of mine. And then this is the man right here, Sal Manzano. I got to get one of his pieces done by him and signed. This is a good friend of mine, a brother of mine, Fabio Haben from Las Vegas, native of Brazil. And then these are some of the artworks that we have. They're actually lights, lamps, really cool that we have to.
And you also sell those.
We sell those, yeah. You could find them at Lowrider Paint Masters. And they come either raw or you can get them fully custom. These both are resin flaked. And then we have them with wheels and lights under them and stuff. But yeah, you can find those in Lowrider Paint Masters.
Look at the fridge. Look at the fridge.
And who did this up here?
This was done by Joe Hernandez. And then this one was done by Joe Angel in Atlanta. I won it in a raffle. It was really cool, really good artist, really awesome work. Yeah.
Those are nice. Thank you.
You're
On
welcome.
this panel here?
I did that one myself.
I don't want to give myself a shout out.
Yeah, no, I did this panel myself. Just sometimes I experiment with candies and try to come up with my own colors and stuff. So I did this panel, myself. But I take it on and off the wall when we show them off and stuff. So.
And you got to talk about the little refrigerator right there.
This is my little fridge. Yeah, something I started. I really wanted. I've always wanted a fridge, customized, and I started working on it. I will eventually remove this. I wanted to put a good Raider theme, so I was thinking of putting a couple Raider football players on there and make it really cool. My little Raider man cave.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, Pete, but be honest. Who's Daddy's little girl?
Miklo.
She's like, I agree.
And the crazy thing is, that's his daughter.
I have another one that'll be listening, so I can't say no. I love all my kids the same.
Oh.
They're all the same.
Miklo's like, I'm gonna get you. Watch, I'm gonna get.
My cousin and a couple friends, and then we parted ways, and
then Miklo came and
Miklo came and became my chosen daughter.
Look, she's got jealousy. Her favorite daughter.
Favorite daughter.
And while we're on the subject of Miklo, what you gonna shout out your Instagram and?
You can follow me at 818.miklo, Miklo.
And you have your own YouTube, right? That you.
Yeah, it's Miklo's Lowriders.
That's
The
awesome.
videos of lowrider cars and all that when I go cruising.
Cool. Thank you.
And his strip club name is Sexual Chocolate.